Hey guys, I am Pop.
And I am Tot.
And we are
Pop and Tot Games.
And today we're going to be talking about our favorite strategy games. And to start it off, Isaiah's going to give us his number 5.
My number 5 is First Rat. I choose this game for number 5 because it's fun and it can get kind of samey though. And like the theme isn't my favorite. But it's still really fun, and it can play up to 1 to 5 players. That's nice. And it has a side where you can choose what resources you get. What I would like to play with, I have not choose to do this side yet because I haven't got to do it. I played it like 3 times, and it's really fun. It's a nice game, good quality too.
And what do you like about it?
Well, it's pretty simple considering because it's easy. The box says 10 plus, more like 8 to 9 plus, like not 10. And the box has pretty good artwork they're trying to build a rocket ship. And you're trying to be the first one to get up there, and you get different benefits for the first one up there. And if you can see there, that's the rocket ship that they're trying to build. Oh, and he has like a magazine he's trying to mimic, even though it is in real instructions. That's my number 5, First Rat.
Well, yeah, First Rat, you have rat workers, and you're going out collecting resources to build this rocket ship to the moon. So it's got a funny little theme to it, and it has a really good ramp up, and you get more workers as the game goes on, and you're scoring points various ways. So it's like a point salad. Various ways to score points with worker placement. Great pick, Isaiah. All right, my number 5 is Raiders of the North Sea. And this is the kind of collector's box. This is not the retail box, so it looks a little different on the artwork. But in this game, you are, it's a worker placement game as well. And you are basically placing a worker out to collect resources. And then you're picking up a worker to collect resources as well. So you basically get 2 actions on your turn if you're going to collect resources. It's got this beautiful board, very colorful. And there's also 3 types of workers in the game. You start with the black worker, and there's gray workers and white workers, which are the more powerful ones. You get more powerful actions. And one of the cool premises of this game is your black and gray workers can raid the bottom of the board, and then you must have a gray worker to raid the middle of the board, and then as you get higher, you have to have white workers. So it's got a neat dynamic where you want to make sure you play the right worker and have the right worker on your turn so that you can play the right worker on the various spots. Because these spots up here in the harbor area, you have the harbor and you have the land up here and you have the town. These spots at the top are raiding spots where your little workers are going to be raiding, pillaging these different villages and fortresses and things for more resources and for points. The harbor's like the place where you're starting the raiding, and then the village is where you're just collecting resources, and you're also turning in resources for various points. The offerings is what they call them in this game. So a really fun game. I have a few expansions for it which add more content, but I've played this one a bunch. They also have a really good board game app on iOS, Android, that you can play if you want to try the mobile version. Again, Raiders of the North Sea, my number 5.
My number 4 is Everdell. The box is New Leaf because the other box is too big. We had the collectors, but we just got rid of it. So this is my number 4 is Everdell. And I like this game because it's fun and it's fairly simple.
What are you doing on this game?
Yes, you're doing worker placement a lot. You're placing workers per season, and each season you get more workers because there's this tree you have, and there's a lot of upkeep to do. you know. You like have to pick the right card, get the right resources, get the resources from your card if you want that to do, and it's a lot of setup. And there's a new game coming out called Everdell Silverfrost, coming out this year. And that sounds really fun too. And yeah, it's really fun, and there's multiple expansions for it. There's like 4 or 5.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nice artwork too, as you can see. If you look closely, or if you can see it, there's like a gloss coating on the train, or it's like a sticker, kind of. Even so, like, nice. That's my number 4, Everdell Moon.
All right. And what do you like about Everdell?
Well, I like that it's fun, and I really like the theme and the artwork, and well, the seasons. I like how the seasons you get more workers, because sometimes somebody might be busy a lot more on that season.
Did your workers look different than my workers?
Yeah, they look different, and then if you got the big box like we did, it comes with stickers you can put on too. Nice
To make
stickers.
them look even better.
Comes with all the stickers, so if you don't have all the expansions, you can just stick them on the sticker books and stuff.
Great.
That's my number 4, Everdell.
Yeah, great choice. We played it on the app many times too. There's a great digital implementation of Everdell. So if you want to check it out on the app, look that up. Great game, worker placement like you said, great artwork, fun. Yeah, great choice. All right, my number 4 is. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know how that got over there. He must have come out of the box. Cover him up so nobody's scared. Alright, my number 4 is Dino Genetics. Basically in Dino Genetics you're building a dinosaur theme park. Jurassic Park style here. So you have this very attractive board where you are once again doing worker placement actions. And on those actions, you're collecting resources, collecting DNA primarily, collecting DNA to build dinosaurs. You also have action where you can go to the farm to get goats, because all of your carnivores, they need meat. So you have to actually go collect the meat for your carnivores. Your herbivores just feed off of the island, the plants on the island, so you don't have to feed them. So that's one thing. There's herbivores and carnivores. And then there's a rampaging thing that can happen where if you don't treat your dinosaurs well, you don't give them the proper pen size, based on their conditions that they need, they will rampage and they will break your fence and they will eat your guest. So you're trying to pin all your dinosaurs in properly, feed them if they're carnivores, protect your guest from getting eaten. So that's the big premise of it, and then you're trying to score the most points ultimately. And so they have these nice little player boards that everyone has as well, where you're placing out your pens and your dinosaurs, and their dinosaur meeples that come out. And then you also have buildings that you can buy that give you various abilities throughout the game. So that is one of my favorite games, and I hope you guys, this one unfortunately does not have an app. I wish it did. Actually, that's not true. They recently released an app on Board Game Arena, which is a website where you can play board games. So it's not an app, but it is a kind of a web-based app. So it's still an app, but not like on your phone. So you could check this out on BoardGameArena.com. Highly recommend it if you get a chance. One of my favorite games, Dino Genetics. Oh no! Whew. That wasn't real. All right. What is your number 3, Isaiah?
My number 3 is
Oh, you're building something.
Star Wars: The Deck Building Game.
Ah.
Wait, no, not deck building game. You put cards in to make a deck. We don't need these.
Okay. You're not actually building a deck. You're just putting cards together. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I get it.
Oh, wait, don't need. I'll just keep these out to show you.
Yeah.
I like this game because it's fun, quick. You can play it like 10 times in like days in a row, and you won't get bored of it. And it's really fun, good artwork, like the theme. I like Star Wars, so that's a big hit. I also like how fun it is, how quick you can set it up, like 1 minute to set it up. And the artwork is really good, just if you can see. And then Luke Skywalker, one of the strongest cards.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you like that one. And there's basically just cards. You just have a force tracker, which some cards benefit from it. Like Luke Skywalker. If the force is with you, destroy a capital ship your opponent has in play. That's really good.
Here's your force tracker. And if you have the force with you, so if you're the rebels, you're the red team, you'll get a bonus resource. And there's certain cards that would trigger off of whether or not you have the force with you or not.
Nice
And the Empire's the blue team. Yeah, nice insert.
It's a pretty big box for how much it can. If you took out the insert, it could fit like 8, 9, 20 more cards. 20 more cards, like 3 times. So 60 more cards.
Like maybe twice as many cards.
Yeah.
To explain for our audience what a deck builder is, since all the other ones have been worker placements, what do you do with the deck builder?
Well, a deck builder, you start with the deck and then you have money. So you buy and destroy the other people's capital ships and stuff. And you try to make the best deck. But the problem is, some of your starters, when you get stronger, well, they hurt you. So you have to use, like Alliance shuttles, let's say. They give you 1 credit. Credits are your money, because if you know Star Wars. So, they hurt your hands, because when you get stronger, you can't get out your good cards, because you have all those warring cards. And you need something to exile it, unless it's a card that lets you exile it, like...
And what's exile?
Well, it's eliminating it from the whole game.
Okay. So basically in a deck builder you start with kind of weak cards that don't do a lot of damage, don't give you a lot of money. And then as the game goes on, you're building up your deck of cards, getting more powerful units that give you more money and stronger attack. And ultimately the goal is to make the opponent lose all their planets. They have 3 planets each. The first player to destroy the other opponent's planets will win the game. Anything else? What do you like about it?
Well, I like that it's quick, as I said, replayable, easy to learn. It doesn't say what complexity it is,
It's right here.
which is odd.
Actually, no, it doesn't. You're right. Yeah, I would say 8 and up for most, maybe.
8 and up.
For maybe non-gamers.
Wait, no,
8 and up.
12 and up.
It says 12 and up, but I think
That's ridiculous.
Well, actually, maybe 8 and up for gamers, and then 12 and up for someone that doesn't play games. That's
Yeah.
probably more likely.
That's likely.
Yeah.
But if you don't like fighting games, this actually you might like it because it's not direct fighting. You won't like it as much because it is still kind of fighting game, but it's really fun. And I like fighting games too.
And it's only 2 players. So all of our other games
Yeah.
have been 4 players or more.
Like,
this is the only 2 player we've
you
mentioned.
can like only play.
You can
two.
only play with 2, yeah. So if you want to get a good 2-player game, this is definitely a great choice.
Yeah, really good choice.
Awesome. All right. My number 3 is Russian Railroads. This game has been out quite some time. It came out in 2013, so this is the oldest game on my list. They've had some iterations of it throughout the years, different tracks and things you can get, but this is the original, the OG Russian track. And what you're doing on this game, another worker placement game, where you are placing workers out to take various actions. And in this game, you're primarily building track and then putting trains on those tracks. And it's basically probably could be any theme. But they tie it in pretty well with the railroad theme, I would say, because of the tracks and all that. But it's fun. It's very tight, which what tight usually means in a game like this is there's limited number of spots that players can go to, and there's a lot of blocking where you might get something that someone else won't get at all, or even have a chance to get for that round. So it's pretty tight that way. There are a few spots that everybody can go to as many times as they want, like this one down here. But most of these, only one player can go to. Some of them will take 2 workers to go to, the more powerful actions, and then the weaker ones will only take 1 worker. But it's a lot of fun, very thinky, and very high scoring. This is the most high scoring game I have in my collection. You could easily score 425 points. I would say a good score is upper 300s to low 400s, like a high score. And for your first game, maybe you only score like 200 points or 150. So the highest scoring game I have in my collection for sure. All right, what's your next game on your list?
My number 2 is The Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. I picked this game for my number 2 because it's fun, it's quick to set up, easy to learn, good artwork, unique artwork too. Looks kind of like a video game and a comic. Or like an animated battle, you know. And the components are good quality, pretty good quality, and they're nice.
Also has artwork by Vincent Dutray, and he's one of the best board
Yeah,
game
like
artists.
the best. He also does Luthier
Yeah.
for and we have that game too.
Well, that one comes out, I think, at the end of the year. Luthier, that's the musical.
What do you mean not Luthier? Wine Cellar.
Oh yeah, Wine Cellar. Yeah, he does Wine
He
Cellar.
does Wine Cellar.
He does a bunch of games.
He's
He's incredible.
Really good.
If you like good art, look for Vincent Dutray.
Hmm. And he does different themes too, as you can see.
He does. Tell them what you're doing on this game, and what the premise of it is. Is it how many players? And
How many players? That's 2. That 2 only. And it's 10 plus 30 minutes. Sometimes it can go like, let's say 28. If you aren't like, if you're new, maybe 32 or 33.
You're talking about minutes, playtime?
Yeah.
I would say for your first game, it's probably 45 minutes.
Yeah, actually.
If you've
because
never played it.
You're really thinking in this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the medium of like hard difficulty. I consider it's more low for me because it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it has different chapters and it's on the box.
Yeah, 3 chapters in the game.
Yeah.
3 which are rounds.
Yeah, but it's based off of a book, so it's just chapters. And then it's really fun. Oh, and the back has a map on it.
Oh yeah, map of Middle-earth.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, if you like Lord of the Rings, this is a great game to pick up if you are okay with just a 2-player only game.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun.
It's fun and the components are good. Oh, there's something I have to show you. Where is it? And as you can see, it's an epic insert. This is one of the coolest things you'll ever see for an insert.
Mm-hmm. It's a little ring track.
Oh, yeah.
The ring wraiths are chasing Frodo and Sam. And so that's what this track represents here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it has this little thing on it. This is the ring wraith. Goes like this.
Yeah, it's
There,
really
black.
cool.
And then there. So this moves as Mordor. So one player plays as Mordor, one player plays as the free people of Middle-earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this guy here, and then Sam. Yeah, Sam and Frodo are moving while the ring wraith is moving, and so you have that whole element. Actually, here it is. It's on the back. I have it the wrong way. See? So you can see Sam has the ring, and he's trying to throw it into Mount Doom, right here. And then the ring wraith is right here trying to chase him down. And so the free people of Middle Earth will win if they get the ring into Mount Doom. That's one way they can win. The other way they can win is through allegiance, where you get all the tribes and people of Middle Earth united. And then the last way you can win is on this map. This is like the battle
It
map.
made everything.
Yeah, if you have like troops on every section of this board, then you'll win that way. So
It's
there's
hard, I would know.
this is a hard way to win, but even if you don't get all of it at the end of the game, whoever has the most troops will win that way. So there'll always be a winner. There's no ties. And it's really fun because there's 3 different ways to win the game. You have the ring trap, the battle trap,
So let's
and
say
then the
if
collecting
somebody
sets of
else
cards.
is going for something else too much, you aim for this, so then you have something else to aim for. But with
Mm-hmm.
some games, there's only one thing to go for, so you just get blocked constantly.
Yeah, so you have to pivot a lot your strategies throughout the game
That's like a big one.
based off of what other players are doing and things. Yeah, it's really fun. This is actually my favorite 2-player game. So if we did a favorite 2-player game only list, this would be my
This would
favorite.
be my number 2 because I like Star Wars the deck building game.
Okay, I like that one a little better for 2 players.
Yeah.
Even though this one's higher on your list.
No.
For
but
strategy.
I haven't even added Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars deck building game was your last pick.
Oh yeah, right.
So you like this a little bit more, but not
Yeah,
much.
but
They're pretty close.
you know.
It's like splitting hairs for you.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I put it higher on my list, but you know.
All right, so my number 2.
I might actually have a tie on them because they're both really fun.
Yeah, you have to put it somewhere. All right, my number 2 is the biggest game, box size wise.
Not
It's called Rococo. Well, not counting the Everdell Collector's Edition. That's on your list. Okay, so this is Rococo. It's a game during the Victorian era, and it's about basically making dresses, selling dresses, renting out dresses to the aristocracy, and you are scoring points. It's a worker placement deck building game, so it combines the two. Isaiah, you haven't played it. It
No.
combines deck building with worker placement, which is
Wow.
very, very unique.
What's that?
This
That's
just
nice.
covers it up to kind of keep all the
That's
components.
heavy
Yeah.
for plastic.
But it has really nice artwork by Vincent. Is it Vincent Dutray? No, it's. Who is it? Might be. Anyway, I know whoever does the artwork is incredible. It's not. I guess it's not Vincent Dutray. Ian O'Toole. Ian O'Toole's another really good artist.
He is.
Yeah. Not as good as Vincent Dutray, but he's close. He's one of my favorites.
Wow.
So this shows you the artwork. Also has these really cool components.
Opponents are
Lace,
epic.
thimbles. Yeah.
Isn't this the deluxe? Yeah.
This
so
is
it's
the deluxe.
Extra.
So the standard version doesn't have
It's just
components this nice.
Yeah.
And the board is huge.
It's like as big as the moon. Just kidding. That would be impossible.
Let's see. Yeah, this one, it's like
That's-
triple fold out.
How am I
Alright,
gonna
make sure I have this right.
play on that game?
Oh yeah, it's double-sided too. I forgot about that.
That's huge.
So based on the number of players,
You do
See, it
different
covers me up.
sides. It's
Yeah.
constantly in on games. Like
Mhm.
in some games with high players, they have big boards, double-sided boards for different.
yeah, it makes it smaller if you have less players and bigger if you have more players. Basically, it plays 2 to 5
But it
players.
adds more artwork
It does.
on the other side.
Yeah, it's 2 to 5 players. Should be on here. Yeah, 1 to 5 players. I didn't know it had a solo. It's actually 1 to 5 players.
That's even better.
Yeah, and it has. Here's the deck of cards,
Exactly.
and then you get to buy these apprentices and different cards to help you, get more points, do more things,
This is
take different actions. Yeah, it's got a thimble there. Yeah, isn't that cool? It's metal. That's the first player token.
An actual metal.
Yeah, it's really nice. One of the most beautiful looking games on the table. And at the end of the game, there's a fireworks display that goes off, in the game itself, where if you're have the top level of, you've rented out these dresses to people that are on the top level of the building, they go up to see the fireworks display, and then you score more points if your dress is on the roof. Someone's wearing it up there, so it's pretty cool. But basically, yeah, it combines deck building, worker placement, which we've already talked about, in an interesting theme, and very fun, very tight game. Not quite as tight as Russian Railroads, I'd say. You definitely have more options to do things that other players are doing, but it's still pretty tight. What your main premise for scoring points is called area majority, and that's where you are controlling an area, trying to get the most of your dresses out in those areas to score the most points. So that's kind of the main way you're scoring points, is the area majority. That is my number 2, Rococo.
My number 1 is Video Game Champion. The same one from our Video Game Champion video, and if you have not seen it, you should see it. It is really good. So it is a fun game. Really looks like good video game artwork. And it's fun. It's 12 and up for sure.
There's the. Oh yeah, it says on there. You can see it on your side.
No, it's 14 and up, but it's like.
Yeah, I would say easily 12.
Yeah, 14 is kind of high. They sometimes just like overwrite it
Yeah,
a lot
sometimes they do that.
of the time. Yeah, and it's good artwork. It's really fun to play. You can play it at least 5 times in like a week. It's fun.
Once a day?
It's not samey,
No.
but it's a big setup, like at least 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah, it probably takes about 10 minutes to set up.
No, like for when you're starting, it takes like 15.
Oh yeah, the first time
20.
you play it, it's gonna take about 15. Yeah.
Yeah, it's high setup, but it's a good component. It's good artwork for sure.
Yeah.
And it's by somebody.
It's by Andre Negraro and
No.
Patrick Mathias. This is actually a game that was in Brazil. It's a Brazilian designer
But they
team.
redid it.
But Arcane Wonders brought it to the United States. So we can play it now. It
This
just
is
came out last year, actually,
The
in the United States.
amazing component.
Yeah.
Non-deluxe too, so
Yeah.
really good for deluxe because it's cloth bags.
Wooden meeples,
Wooden.
nice cards. Yeah. And it's a 16-bit video game, so if anybody remembers Super Nintendo back in the day, Sega Genesis, it's all that time period back in the 90s. So
Oh.
for me, it brings back some
And the
nostalgia.
other funny thing is when we were doing the video, I said, this is really good graphics because it's video games. And we're like, you're silly me.
Yeah.
I mean artwork.
Yeah, really good artwork. Yeah, I think, let me see. Did you show them the...
Yeah, they're really nice.
These are really nice.
And
The different players you can be.
everything's really nice.
And it has nice tiles.
If you can
cardboard
see the
tiles.
back of the box, that's like the material of the, and it's tough cardboard.
It is. And if you're more interested, like Isaiah said on this video, we
Yeah.
have a review of Video Game Champion on our channel.
So
Just check that out.
you should check that out if you like this game and you want to check it out. Oh, and it also is a scoreboard.
Yeah, that's a nice score pad too.
Score pad.
Yeah,
Kind of like a scoreboard, but scoreboards would be like cheat
a
sheet.
little bit bigger
Put
maybe.
tally marks or something.
No, that one's a really fun one. For me, it's the nostalgia. That really brings it up for me.
That's my number 1 and my last.
And that one's worker placement too.
Yeah, I like a
put
lot
markers
of
out.
worker placements.
Yeah.
So,
So much fun.
yeah.
All right, that was your number 1.
Yeah.
So my number 1 is a very heavy box, but smaller. Lost Ruins of Arnak. This is an Indiana Jones exploration style game. I want to teach it to Isaiah at some point because I think this might be one of his favorite games if he plays it because it's fun. There's a lot you do with it. It's also worker placement, but it's also deck building. So another deck building worker placement game, my favorite. And what you're basically doing is your explorers going out and exploring, the jungle and all these little areas out in the wilderness, out in this, looking for treasure. And you're trying to find treasure. You're going to temples, lost temples, like Incan ruins kind of thing, and exploring and seeing what's out there. And these guardians that you run across along the way, that might be monsters and various things that you encounter, and you have to do battle with them, sort of, or pay homage to them to defeat them. And when you do, you get points for doing that. And so there's just a lot of ways to score points. Then you can buy all these cards. You have gold in the game that you can use to buy all these different cards, and then you're adding those cards to your deck. So yeah, you're basically just deck building and performing worker placement actions. You only have 2 workers in the game, so there's not a whole lot you can do worker placement wise, but there's certain things you can do to string your actions, and certain cards will let you get workers back. So it's really fun. Highly recommend it. You can play it on BoardGameArena.com if you want to check it out there. But it's a great theme, fun game. My number 1, Lost Ruins of Arnak. Well, that has been our favorite strategy games video. We look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. And we will see you on the next video.
Bye.